In the last half hour in the last 6 hours video, Putin denies Russia's responsible for downing of MH17 in the last 8 hours. Russia investigation team on MH17 plane crash shows ideological bias. MH17 report demonstrates Russia's involvement, says Foreign Minister. Earlier today, Australia urges Russia to accept MH17 findings. Australians and Dutch to hold Russia liable for MH17 atrocity. MH17 Australian victim sent text before plane shot by Russia yesterday. Britain is blaming all its mortal sins on Russia, fumes Vladimir Putin. Putin accuses Britain of blaming all their mortal sins on Russia. Britain blaming all its mortal sins on Russia. MH17, admit you did it. US tells Russia. Putin, of course, Russia not behind MH17 tragedy. Aust urges Russia to accept MH17 findings. EU calls on Russia to acknowledge responsibility for MH17. Australia answer for downing of flight MH17. Johnson. Putin claims Russia cannot fully trust MH17 crash investigation. NATO chief wants Russia to admit responsibility in MH17 case. Netherlands and Australia blame Russia for downing flight MH17. Russia on MH17 accusation. There is no supporting facts. Canada calls on Russia to respond to charges brought by JIT on MH17 crash. Netherlands, Australia hold Russia responsible in MH17 downing. US backs Dutch, Australian findings against Russia in MH17 probe. Russia says missile that downed MH17 likely belonged to Ukraine. Netherlands, Australia blame Russia for downing MH17 plane. NATO, EU urge Russia to recognize its role in MH17 plane crash. Netherlands, Australia hold Russia liable for MH17. Dutch PM, Russia responsible in MH17 downing, must cooperate. The Netherlands and Australia attribute the downing of MH17 to Russia. No facts to support MH17 charges. Russia's Lavrov. Australian FM, Russia should pay compensation to families of MH17 victims. MH17, Australia and Netherlands accuse Russia of complicity. NATO calls on Russia to accept responsibility for MH17 crash. US calls for Russia to acknowledge role in MH17 shootdown, calling Russia to account for Malaysia Airlines flight MH17. MH17, Bojo blasts Kremlin as EU demands Russia accepts responsibility. Made in USSR, Russia making excuse for missile shot down MH17. Blame MH17 on Russia. International investigation turns into demonic circus. Netherlands, Australia hold Russia responsible for shooting down MH17. Russia must answer for its actions. Over MH17. Netherlands, Australia say Russia responsible for downing MH17. Dutch, Australia say Russia behind downing MH17. Russia must answer for role in MH17 downing. Johnson. Netherlands, Australia hold Russia liable for downing MH17 over Ukraine. Russia's Lavrov says discussed MH17 by phone with Dutch counterpart. TASS. Russia's Lavrov says discussed MH17 by phone with Dutch counterpart. TASS. EU urges Russia coup over Malaysian airliner downing. Australia, Netherlands accuse Russia of downing MH17. MH17, Netherlands, Australia hold Russia responsible for downing plane. Australia, Netherlands hold Russia legally responsible for MH17 crash. Video, JIT. MH17 findings link Buk missile to Russia's 53rd Brigade. Netherlands, Australia officially accuse Russia of MH17 plane crash. Netherlands, Australia holding Russia accountable for downing of MH317. The latest, Russia denies responsibility for downing of MH17. Julie Bishop demands Russia compensate relatives of MH17 victims. The Netherlands, Australia formally accuse Russia of downing MH17. The Netherlands and Australia blame Russia for MH17 downing. Call for Netherlands, Australia officially blame Russia for MH17 disaster. Australia, Netherlands hold Russia responsible for MH17 downing. Embassies. MH17, Netherlands and Australia to hold Russia accountable. Netherlands, Australia hold Russia liable for its part in MH17. Aust holds Russia responsible over MH17. Netherlands and Australia hold Russia responsible for downing MH17. Dutch, Australia say Russia responsible for downing MH17. Netherlands, Australia to hold Russia liable for shooting down MH17. Netherlands, Australia hold Russia liable for downing MH17. Australia and Netherlands pin blame on Russia for downing of MH17 on Russia. The Netherlands, Australia say Russia is liable for shooting down MH17. House accuses Russia of direct role in MH17 Australia. Netherlands pin blame on Russia for downing of MH17. Russia, liable, for downing MH17 airliner MH17. The Netherlands and Australia hold Russia responsible. Australia demands response from Russia over MH17. Australia accuses Russia of direct role in shooting down MH17. Australia demands answers from Russia over MH17.